Hey guys, welcome back to Just Carve Rob, and we're working on the handle of this wand. You can see all the diamonds we have drawn in on it with a small tip black marker. We are using the SCM high speed air tool with a small detail burr. All right, so let's get that started. We've got her fired up, and we're going to cut each one of those lines in, which is creating a stop cut for when we go back and make the dragon scales onto this handle. This is a handy little tip here, guys, because it works well on walking sticks as well. So we're just taking that detail burr and we are cutting in our stop lines all the way down and around on all of them. And then each one of those will be cut with my OCC. I'll be using a combination of a 1-inch OCC detail knife, an 1 3/8 OCC detail knife, and a 2.5-inch OCC knife. That'll all be coming up. Okay, now that you guys have got the gist of what we're doing here, we're going to crank up the speed on this thing to 2.5 times normal speed. So you guys don't have to be bored to death while we're doing this. Cutting these lines in. Man, is it cold in Michigan. It's like 20 degrees outside. Supposed to get down to like 8 degrees tonight. Holy mackerel. That is cold, guys. We've got a foot of snow on the ground. And for Thanksgiving. For New Year's Day, they're forecasting more winter weather mix. Freezing rain, turning to snow, going back to freezing rain. I want to know when we're going to get back to the sunshine and above freezing mark. Sunshine and 70 for 2021 in Michigan. January would be awesome. That's my New Year's wish, is that we get a quick thaw and it gets back to where you can go outside and walk around and carve. I've had to plow the driveway twice this year, and that's too many times. It's cold. Brr. Even the shop inspector, who loves to go outside and play in the snow, is sitting next to the fireplace. Sitting there, laying there. I had to kick her out of my recliner. She keeps stealing my recliner. Of course, that's by the fireplace. But she keeps stealing my recliner and falling asleep there. Have you ever heard a dog snore? Holy mackerel, does this dog snore. She sounds like a little piggy when she's sitting there snoring. Oh, sorry guys, I had a phone call, had to answer it. Wasn't important. Interrupted it's like people know when I'm doing editing on a video and they call me. Call me when I'm editing. All the time. I could sit here for 2 days and not get one phone call. But as soon as you start editing a video, you can lay money somebody's going to call you. You can almost bet on it. Okay, so this is our 1-inch OCC knife, carving knife here. And we're going deep in the front. Okay. You can see that chip gets bigger and bigger as you head towards the front. And we're pushing that knife deep into the front of that V. So we got our knife at probably a 30-degree angle, pushing into that V to get that front down. And you can see why later on in the video I'll talk about double cuts. Because I usually don't get it deep enough on the first cut, so I have to go back and make 2 slices. And a lot of times that'll raise a burr or raise some fuzzies down there. And I try to clean them up the best I can with just a knife. But in the back of my mind, I know I'm going to come back with that wood burner in and get rid of them. Get rid of them fuzzies, the double cuts. See where the knife slid through there twice up against the sidewall? That's the other thing you have to keep in mind when you're carving with your knife, guys, is try to envision in your mind where the end of that knife is. So you don't accidentally keep going too deep and you'll leave in the sidewalls, you'll leave multiple cut lines. Not too overly important on something like this. But if you're carving a face with your knife and you're getting that nose cut in, a lot of times you'll make 2 or 3 cuts to get the eye socket deep enough next to the nose, and you'll see those lines that the end of the knife leaves in there. So you can see how that chip is way heavier towards the front, right? So yeah, I'm just working that back in there like that. Flip that, get that chip out of there. And we're going to work that like that all the way around and down. We're going deep in the front, more shallow in the back. Right where that diamond pops out on the sides, you can see that's where I start with my knife and I go deeper. And then I'll come back and I'll take skim cuts to bring the rest of that diamond down a little bit. You cut, so I guess it'd be like deep in the front and feather it to the back. Okay, deep in and feather it back. I did this for a lot of years with just a knife. Actually, it was a utility razor knife, like a Stanley one, that's got the double-sided, got the blade, and it's got 2 ends on it. A lot of people call them carpenter's knives. Did that for years with nothing but one of those type of knives, cutting the diamonds in. And it worked. They work well for doing that. They got a nice, short, sharp blade. And don't be afraid to hone those blades, guys. You can get them sharper than what they come from the store. You really can. If you take a leather strop with some jeweler's rouge or buffing compound and strop that utility knife blade, you can get them way sharper than what they are. Okay, so you just got to drive that diamond forward. And we're going to skip. All right, so we got all that carved in. It's like a giant fish scale, dragon scales. We come in deeper in the front and then shallow in the back. So we're cutting down into that like that. Just like that. And we did that all the way around and all the way down. Okay. I know it doesn't show up that well on the camera, but it's really deep up here. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then it tapers down, just like that knife blade. You can see it goes deep in the front. And then we taper down into that V. So we want to go deep there and then bring it back out like that. And then we just work this edge. I try to keep in mind even with the tops of these. So I go through and I do all of these cuts first. And then I come back here and I've already smoothed them over, but so when you're cutting this back, don't worry if you get a little bit deeper than this edge right here, that point. What you want to do is cut it down so it's flush with that point. And then I bring this side down. Now these are really long diamonds. Normally I tried to make them shorter, but that's just the way it worked out for this handle. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. Okay, anyway, enough of my terrible singing. We've got our razor tip wood burner here. And I'm just going to go through here. And I'm just going to make contact with that inside wall. Like that. And what that's going to do is any of my double cuts or miscuts or whatever you want to call them up in there where the fuzzies are, it'll burn all them little things right out of there. Ooh, we got fire. It's like that. Like that, yep. I'm just keeping it up against that inside wall. It's a little bit. Not wanting to really burn it in there. And that gets rid of all of the double cuts. And the little extra fuzzy things that you didn't get out on your first go through. Now you can lean it in like that and undercut them and create a shadow. I want to keep mine flat so that these sharp edges here, I found that they get really grabby if you undercut them, but they do leave a nice shadow effect when you do the undercut thing. But they get really grabby. That means when you grab a hold of it, you can feel them in your hand. Okay, it creates a little hot spot in your hand. So for something ridiculous like a wand, it really don't matter because it's not something you're going to be using every day. Unless you're being a witch or a warlock all the time. And we have said the magical incantations over this wand yet. So we haven't done that yet. Because we don't know who it's going through. Or who it's going to. So we can't do the magical incantations until we know who's getting it. Because somewhere in there has to be their name. The last wands I made for the neighbor girl, I looked up how to spell her name in Celtic runes. English runes, Celtic runes. And I inscribed her name on it. She was a big fan of the Harry Potter movies and she wanted the girl's name was Lestrange. I don't remember her first name. But the girl who I made it for, his name was Samantha. So I put Samantha Lestrange in Celtic runes on the bottom side. So be on this side, down the wand part of it. See how quick that was? We just went through there and burnt all the fuzzies out of there. Yeah, I think we might have missed this one. I don't think that's going to help you guys see it any better. Maybe it will, because now it's darker. Might help you. Okay. I don't know if that helps or not, but we got that all burned in now. Now we can come back and stain it or paint it or whatever you want to do with it. Usually what I like doing with these type of handles is use 2 different color stains, a light stain and a dark stain. And do every other one. Do this one like in black walnut, do this one in oak, do this one in black walnut, and then reverse it up here. Do this one in black walnut, and this one in oak, then this one in black walnut. Then do this one in oak, and this one in black walnut, and this one in oak. Kind of gives it like that checkerboard pattern. I always like the way that comes out. And I've made a lot of walking sticks with this pattern because it's a really good grip. With this pattern and basket weave pattern, I was up in the air what I wanted to do on this, but some reason something told me, you know, with the snake on this end, and I don't know what the heck this is. Let's call it a demon egg or a demon diamond, whatever this thing is here. It had to be scales, right? It had to be dragon scales to fit in with the gist of this wand. Okay, so that's where we are. This is part 3. Part 3. Happy New Year's. It's still not New Year's. It's still not the New Year yet. So Happy New Year's. And this will be, if I get this one uploaded, this will be 3 videos today. Just for you. The magic of the wand. The magic. Okay, guys. So share, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Hit that bell so you get notification when I make and post another video. And check out the links in the descriptions below. Have a Happy New Year's, and we'll catch you guys in 2021, hopefully. George, I hope you have a good, fast recovery. Haven't heard anything about Choose Your Own Path and 3D printing. How he's doing, I haven't heard anything. If anybody knows anything about that, please send me an email, justcarverob@gmail.com. justcarverob@gmail.com. Alright? Alright, Spike. Stay awesome, guys. Bye.